Hey YouTube, it's Adam from I'm a Music Mogul. Today's tutorial was inspired by a YouTube comment I read a couple of days ago. And the comment read that Pi'erre Bourne uses the same drum pattern in every single beat. So I read that, went back and listened to some Pi'erre Bourne beats, and sure enough, his drum patterns are very similar from track to track. That sparked this tutorial on how to create Pi'erre Bourne drum patterns. Now, usually a lot of producers do like to stick to the same patterns from song to song. In this particular case, we'll be taking a look at Pi'erre Bourne's, so let's get straight to it. First things first, it's very important, that gives us that bounce, is the tempo. So Pi'erre usually likes to use a very fast tempo. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 165 beats per minute. He usually likes to work between 155 to 170. So we're going to go in the middle here at 165. And before the tutorial started, I dragged in his tag, which is right here.
Yo, Pi'erre, you want to come out here?
So that will lead us nicely into the drum pattern. So let's go ahead and just create ourselves a 2-bar looped region, as his drums are usually 2 bars in length. I'm going to create a new software instrument track. And let's bring in Logic's EXS24 sampler instrument. And of course, for this tutorial, I created a Pi'erre Bourne drum kit. Let's make it nice and loud. So the first thing that we're going to be working with is the claps that he uses pretty much in every song. It's the same clap with the same pattern. And it just goes something like this. The next thing that we're going to bring in is a hi-hat pattern. And again, that pattern is fairly simple as well. 2 bars in length. Doesn't really have to be 2 bars, actually. It could just be 1 bar. But let's go ahead and just paint the changes to our brush tool. Make sure our 8th note is set. And let's go ahead and draw in those hi-hats. And we're done. It's just a straight 8th note hi-hat note repeat. So really the only thing that changes from song to song is the 808 pattern or the kick pattern. So I'm going to take you through a couple different kick/808 patterns. Let's start off with a first 808 pattern that Pi'erre likes to use. I'm going to duplicate this track. And let's just draw in our 808. That's a pattern he likes to use in a lot of tracks. Let's go and just copy this over. And then what we're going to do here is change up the 808 pattern. And we're going to change it to a kick pattern. For this one, maybe we'll spice it up and put a 4-bar length pattern. And let's draw in a nice kick pattern here. So sometimes Pi'erre does spice up this pattern. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this track. And we're just going to go ahead and draw in a percussion hit. So it's pretty much like a wood block hit that happens at the end of the pattern. Whoa, here we go. And it sounds something like this. So something simple like that. Also what he likes to do is at the end of the 4-bar pattern, we're going to throw in a nice quick sort of hi-hat/open hat. It's a very subtle effect, but it kind of keeps that bounce going, that Pi'erre Bourne bounce. Next, what we're going to do is maybe we'll create a Pi'erre Bourne 808 from scratch. Let's go ahead and just copy over our hi-hats and claps. Let's create a new software instrument track. And we're going to be bringing in Logic's ES2 synthesizer. And let's use that 808 preset that we like to use for every tutorial. And we're just going to adjust it to make it a Pi'erre Bourne style one. But first, let's go ahead and draw in a pattern. Once again, we'll use a 2-bar pattern. Sometimes he does go crazy on those 808s. Not too crazy though. Let's go down to a nice low octave. So that's the Magnolia pattern. So let's go ahead and just change our 808 to sound like a Pi'erre Bourne 808. So we use a lot of distortion here. So let's pull up the distortion to about 1 o'clock. Let's pull up our drive. Pull up our resonance a little bit. We're gonna pull up our attack. We're gonna pull down our sustain. Release a little bit as well. So sometimes he does 808 patterns just like that. Sometimes in his drum patterns there is no kick or 808. There is just a hi-hat and a clap. So it just sounds something basic like this. The cool thing about Pi'erre Bourne drum patterns are they're very simple to make, very simple to do, but they're kind of catchy. So let's go ahead and just listen to all those patterns together in one shot.
Yo, Pi'erre, you want to come out here?
So those are a couple different Pi'erre Bourne drum patterns that you guys can use in your productions if you wanted to make a beat sort of in the Pi'erre Bourne style. For your Logic users out there, I'm going to go ahead and save this entire session for you guys so you can open it up and have some Pi'erre Bourne drums ready to go. For your non-Logic users out there, I'll export some of these MIDI stems here and I'll include a Pi'erre Bourne drum kit in the description box below this video. So that's it for me. If you do have any questions on this, you can ask me in the comment section below. For more good videos like this one, remember to hit that subscribe button and I'll talk to y'all soon. Later. Peace.